Si tu veux t'acheminer vers la paix définitive, soyez calme au destin qui frappe et ne frappe personne. Immediately after the barrage, the old barrage was built, and it was built for the British irrigation engineer. And on the Nile from here until Aswan, you can find in every province a house like this on the Nile for the British irrigation engineer. Then after that, it was taken as a country retreat for the Prime Minister of Egypt before our revolution. After our revolution, Nasser started using it as a country retreat also, but I took it as my headquarters. My main important decisions in the last 9 years has been taken here, in this place. I prefer it to any other, any palace. We have marvelous palaces that was built also by your people after the palaces of Louis in France. I'm very proud always of being a villager until this moment. In the village, we were brought up in the first hand as human beings of faith. Faith and religion is part of our blood there. So my main culture, my main dreams started when I was reciting Quran in the village and reciting the stories of the prophets that God told us in Quran. It was very fascinating for me. If we want to be true Muslims, we must recognize Judaism, Christianity, and all the prophets. It is in plain orders. Not only he has put it, God has put it for us as a story, but orders to be a true Muslim. And this is for one thing. And this will answer why I am going to build this center on Mount Sinai for the three religions in one site: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. I learned also from Quran that God is with me and with every human being, and we need not have anyone to be a mediator between us and God. We have to ask him and he will reply to us. Last year, and it was on the 25th of December, my birthday, there's the Christmas. Last year, it was 78. I felt in the climax of my life, because I'm now 60, in the climax of my life, I think my initiative and fighting for peace was my mission. but I didn't know it except after 60 years. For that, I asked to be buried there on Mount Sinai, in the same site where the three religions will be having the three temples there.
I should like to mention that President Sadat has given the Egyptian child the most precious gift of all, and that is peace. He has given the Egyptian child the promise of a safe, peaceful life away from all the terrors of war. In fact, he has given all Egyptians, young and old, this truly precious gift of peace. The present conference is one of the fruits of the International Year of the Child. During your meetings in the coming days, we're going to work out together a formulation of the targets and the strategies required to achieve these targets concerning the improvement of the Egyptian child's health during the coming 5 and 10 years.
I know you are involved in children, women, rehabilitation, students, population, birth control, cancer. You are also a teacher, member of the council. What else?
A wife, a grandmother at home.
What is your favorite activity then?
My favorite, to be with women's rights, really. To be with women, to let women have their rights. This is the first thing, really, which I love. And then I have social activities, which I'm also very interested in, like the disabled, for instance. I have here a project for the disabled.
لا أشيلك لا.
So you're the first woman to have broken with tradition in fighting for a better status for Egyptian women.
I'm not the first. We were celebrating just a few days ago the anniversary for one of our famous leaders who is called Huda Sha'rawi. وهل أنا مثلا ما عنديش ما يكفيني من العمل؟ لا، عندي ما يكفيني وما يزيد علي بكثير. لكن أنا عايزة أعطي مثل للمرأة، وعايزة أدي فكرة للمرأة المصرية إنها فعلا تشارك وتعمل وتحس إن دي بلدنا كلنا، إن إحنا كلنا بالتكاتف وكلنا نعمل مع بعض، أكيد هتكون في نتيجة كويسة، ونقدر نقول إن فعلا في نتيجة دلوقتي باينة وواضحة للناس. هي مش أداة شرط، هي ظرف زمان مضمن معنى الشرط. I'm giving Arabic literature to them, and they are taking the Abbasid period till we reach the modern period. And I was explaining the grammar of a part of it. I have 5 hours a week. 3 hours on today. I have 3 hours, and on Sunday I have 2 hours a week. It takes a lot of time, but first of all, I love teaching. It takes a long time to prepare. For instance, for 5 hours, not less than 15 hours to prepare for the 5 hours.
Aren't you a little bit impressed by the fact that Mrs. Sadat is your teacher and is also Mrs. Sadat? Is there any problem of that kind? What do you think?
For me to answer or for them?
For you and for them too.
Maybe I remember the first lecture, there was some sort of, they were a little bit shy, maybe there was no contact between us, but now I think after we know each other well.
Elle vient toujours à l'heure. on m'a dit que Madame Sadat va être notre professeure en arabe, j'ai cru qu'elle ne va pas venir. Elle ne peut pas avoir le temps de venir. Mais j'aime bien qu'elle vienne à l'heure et je n'ai pas senti qu'elle est autre chose que les autres professeurs.
التاريخ بتاع اليوم ان شاء الله مبروك ان شاء الله ان شاء الله.
When I have something to do or when I have a target to reach, I never give it up. Really, I start fighting till I reach what I want.
You like to fight, like the
I am
president.
a fighter, really.
You're a fighter, like
Yes,
the
I am a
president.
fighter.
My wife never indulges in politics, and I told her this. She is working in the fields that I consider the fields that the woman must look after: childhood, this cancer, her projects, Faith and Hope for the disabled men and women in the country, and the disabled in the various wars with Israel. All these social activities, I think this is the field of the woman, but in politics, no. She doesn't share anything with me, and I don't ask her advice, because whenever we have our time, 3 days a week here in Barrage, we are discussing our family, affairs, our grandchildren, light matters, and her activities, which are very important and very essential to rebuild the country. I always face challenge, whatever it is. But after I was elected, the first challenge was the relations between us and the Soviet Union. And because, as I told you, we were humiliated. We felt humiliated while we are the oldest nation in the whole world, 7,000 years. A government, the first civilization in history, the first state in history, 7,000 years. So we feel very proud. Our main ally was the Soviets, and I tried my best with them because we want to regain our confidence in ourselves and regain the confidence of the whole world in us, and in the same time we wanted also to drop this humiliation. But they were not sincere as they are always, and I have to take my decision in '72 to send 17,000 experts out of the country in 1 week. 17,000 Soviet experts. This was a real challenge, and I was very happy to meet. The October War was a challenge. A few months after I was elected, I made my first peace initiative in February '71. And if Israel and the United States heeded to this initiative in February '71, there would have never been an October War. But they didn't heed to it because, as I told you, they thought that we are of no importance politically or militarily or economically, and we shall stay like this another 50 years. So this is, and as I told you, every one of us in Egypt here was injured and humiliated. This was the cause behind my decision for the October War.